Hello guys, and how are you doing? And today we are continuing with our 0471 Travel and Tourism key concepts. Last time we introduced the subject, and I said to you that we are going to do the 5 areas. So we are starting with the first area, in which we are supposed to introduce the main travel and tourism definition and concepts. So in the last lessons, we touched on the main types of tourism, and I would like to refresh your memory by saying that the types of tourism we touched on include domestic, inbound, outbound, international, day trip, and short break. You can even watch my previous video right on this page and right on this channel too, so that you can have a clear understanding of these areas. That's the beauty of online learning. With online learning, you have a chance to review everything because it's up there, it's well uploaded, and it's there for you. You have any time of the day, any year, in any century, you have that great opportunity to never miss any lesson. So today we are moving to 1,2. Last time it was 1,1. Today we are going to look at 1,2, and our main port of call is main reasons why people travel. Why do people travel? Right, that's what we are going to look at. So, like, there are mainly, and according to the dictates of our syllabus, there are 3 main reasons why people travel under travel and tourism. Number 1, they can travel for leisure purposes. Number 2, for business, or for VFR. VFR is an abbreviation for visiting friends and relatives. Then there is also a 4th component which deals with the special interest, e.g. medical reasons. I think you've heard, if you have, in any country, you've heard about someone being having a serious medical condition which, like, the medical personnel in his or your own country can't fix it. Like here in Zimbabwe, someone might suffer from a severe bout of cancer, so we might not have the personnel to treat that person. Then that's when you hear that people create a GoFund for that person. Then they can be airlifted to India, so that person they're part of what we call special interest tourists. They are for medical reasons, so they can be for religious reasons too. Like if you look at in Islam, what they call Hajj. Even if you don't talk of Islam, we have those the religious conferences, youth meetings. Like they have the Rufawi, they have it's around Masvingo, if I'm not mistaken. They have the Bernard Mzeki under the Anglican Church around Marondera there. So you can tour that area under religious reasons. So there's adventure, there's culture, there's sports. Suppose you might have a football World Cup in Qatar. Then you can travel from South Africa to Qatar. That makes you a sports tourist, right? And health and well-being too. It's also part of the special interest. Some of the reasons are a bit personal. It's a personal choice for someone to visit any sport event of their choice. So that's what we're going to look at today, the main reasons why people travel under travel and tourism. Thank you so much. So let us get down to business, guys, and I'll try to explain each and everything in detail. I have that patience. I like explaining things, So, like I said, let me reiterate this fact again, that the reasons why people travel are categorized based on the tourist's main motivation for travel, and there are 3 main reasons why people travel. These are leisure, business, and visiting friends and family and relatives too. So number 1, let us address the issue of leisure travel. What is leisure travel? Leisure travel is when tourists travel for the purpose of leisure, enjoyment, or recreation, and widely known as a holiday or vacation. And these travelers, they are known as leisure travel. When someone opts to travel for enjoyment, for recreation, like it's termed to as a weekend out or just a holiday or a vacation is referred to as leisure travel. Like myself, I like visiting the Mazoe Dam. That's part of leisure travel because I will be going there for recreation, just for enjoyment, for refreshment of the mind. So under leisure travel, that's the understanding, like traveling for the purposes of leisure, enjoyment, or recreation. So leisure tourists are those people who travel for the purposes of leisure, enjoyment, or recreation, right? So the most common type of holidays are the sun, sea, and sand holidays. Some might visit, let's say, Cape Town, so that they can view the sunset. How it's like when the sun is setting in Cape Town, it looks like it's meeting with the sea. It's just a beautiful, scenic view. So some people can fly first class just to watch that every day. So, however, there are many other types of holidays. For example, sightseeing, shopping, and pilgrimages. That's why I say that for you to engage in any tourist activity, you must have what we call disposable income, because it appears senseless sometimes to just go and see something, then you pay hundreds of dollars for that, just to see something. So leisure tourists are only able to travel for the time they have available away from commitments such as work, school, or family responsibilities. And when they are away, their main focus is enjoyment. They want to enjoy. Sometimes you might be having a very stressful job, like a tight job, a hard job. So you need that leisure to refresh your mind, to refresh everything to do with you. So that's why when they are away, their main focus is on enjoyment. They mainly focus on what? On enjoyment. So leisure travel varies in length from short breaks or up to 4 nights or longer. Or some people might take a month, some 2 weeks, it depends with your pocket. So the distance travel, there's a significant influence on leisure holidays. Like few leisure tourists are willing to travel long distances for a short break lasting 3 or 4 days, as the journey itself can take a day of their available time. So there is what they call slow travel. Slow travel, there's a case study thereof. Like slow travel is a form of sustainable tourism. Like slow travel means tourists travel to a place and make the journey to that place part of the holiday experience. Like they visit a place, then they make the journey to that place part of the holiday experience. For example, when they will be driving along the road to that destination, they will be sightseeing the mountains, they will be sightseeing the rivers, along the way. So that's part and parcel of slow travel. So generally, tourists will choose the fastest transport methods available to them. Usually they can fly so that they can spend as much time as possible at the destination they are traveling to. And again, slow travel tourists choose not to fly sometimes, like I said, and they can use other methods of transport which are a bit slower. For example, trains or boats. Because while you are in a train, you'll be able to view the outside and appreciate it. And that's part of what we call slow travel. Like we have the Glacier Express train in the Swiss Alps in Switzerland. It's part of that the program. So the result is that the travel experience is slowed down. Whenever you are in that train, the train is such a slow type of transport mode. So it will help you to appreciate the outside. So it allows the tourist to appreciate the journey while you are just sipping your cappuccino in that train. So slow travel tourists also try to make their experiences and purchases throughout their journey locally. They choose local transport methods whenever possible. So this allows the tourist to experience right in the confines of that area. They experience the local culture, they eat local food, and they have more authentic real life experience as they travel. So this alone improves or augments the whole experience. So I would like to say again that slow travel does not necessarily require more time away from home. It is a change of focus from the destination being the main emphasis of the holiday to the whole journey becoming a what? Becoming a holiday. So that's slow travel for you. It's part of leisure too. Then number 2, we have business travel. So business travel is when tourists travel for the purpose of work. They are known as business tourists. They travel for the purpose of work. Let's say sometimes a company or a bank, CBZ Bank, NMB Bank, Standard Bank, they might have a business meeting. Let's say in the UK, for example, it becomes a business travel because business travels, the business tourists, the workers will be turned into business tourists because they will be visiting that London or they will be visiting that UK for business purposes. So like a business travel is traveling for the purpose of work to attend a meeting, take an incentive trip and attend a conference or an exhibition. So business tourist is a person who travels for the purpose of work to attend a meeting, take an incentive trip, attend a conference or an exhibition. So business travel is paid for by the company the tourist works for. You just have to bring yourself. That's the basic benefits of working for the company. So the company pays for everything. The company pays for the food. The company pays, and this is a company, they usually pay for the 5-star hotels. So the company pays for the transport. The company pays for the food. The company pays for the catering. The company pays for everything. So in most cases, the company will choose and organize the transport for the business tourist. So the business also choose and organize a place for the tourist to stay, and they can pay everything. They might also receive a discount because sometimes they will say we are bringing in, let's say, 50 company members. So, however, in some cases, business tourists will be given a budget and the freedom to choose a place to stay within that particular budget. Yes. So business tourists travel throughout the year, and travel is not influenced by as many factors as leisure travel, such as the weather or school holidays. So business tourists have to travel when their company tells them to. Because suppose the meeting will be crucial, the points that will be discussed, the minutes of the meetings will be crucial for the survival and the existence of the company. So there is no limitations in terms of time and schedules for them to have those meetings or for them to have those conferences or incentives. You get the sense? Because what will be discussed, they might be crucial for the existence, right, and for the continual existence of that company. So business tourists have to travel when their company tells them to, or when there is the work-related need to go. So equally, they need to return once the work is complete. So they really have time to enjoy sightseeing in the destination they are visiting. It's business. It's a business. It's business. It's a business only. There's no need, let's say you are coming from America and there is a company meeting of your company in Victoria Falls. Then you say, oh, let me view the Victoria Falls. No, you just deal with the main business. So the different types of business travels are known by the acronym or are known by the abbreviation MICE. M-I-C-E, I will explain. So each type of business travel has a set of typical characteristics. MICE is M-I-C-E, whereby M stands for meetings. This MICE is under business travel and reasons. So M stands for meetings, incentives, that's I, then conferences for C, then E is exhibitions. So let me start by addressing meetings. So business tourists meet for the purpose of exchanging information and making sales or future plans. So under this, like typically they involve a small number of people, and they can be hosted within the company's own offices in a certain area or in their headquarters. And the length of time depends on what needs to be achieved in the meeting and can vary from 1 hour to several days. So they might meet, let's say, for 4 hours, or if the issue is quite big, they might meet for let's say a week to discuss the issues. So there's also an incentive, a trip given to an employee as a reward for good work. Yes, most companies do that around December. They reward their workers. That's an incentive. So business tourists may be required to work while taking the incentive. Like they can even do online work while they are away. For example, teamwork days or learning about a place or product. They can be for an individual or for a small number of people. For one individual, worker can be awarded, yes, for hard work. Then they will be given an all expenses paid trip to Nyanga with his wife or girlfriend. Then they can enjoy it. So incentives can be hosted anyway and for any length of time. They are decided by the company giving the incentive and are heavily influenced by the cost. So we also have conferences. Because we said mice, so I've addressed the M and the I. They are conferences. So business tourists attend for the purpose of learning about and discussing a topic of common interest with guest speakers. Under conferences, unlike during the meetings, under conferences, large number of people attend and they require a large space and specialist equipment. So in other words, they are mainly hosted in specialist venues. In conferences, we have a set agenda and also a timetable of events and daily schedules, right? And they usually takes place over several days, e.g. in most cases 3 to 5 days or even a week, Then we also have exhibitions, right? These are business tourists attend to network or to meet other people from other companies in their industry and to stay up to date on the latest development in their industry. Like, for example, workers from Econet might meet with workers from From NMB. Econet is a network provider. NMB is a bank, right? But you find out that there are some services there are some NMB services that are offered by Econet, and there are also some Econet services that are offered by NMB. So these people can meet and they can discuss. They have a certain access point. They are meeting somewhere, somehow. So they can even meet and discuss all the latest developments in the financial industry, in the network industry, So products are displayed and business tourists walk around meeting and talking to people from other companies. And the exhibitions, they vary in size. In terms of size, they might vary. They might be typically medium to large, and they are usually hosted for 3 to 5 days. And they require a large space and are often held in big venues and specialist venues. So that's the MICE. Then the last type of tourist, like I would rather say the penultimate, there is the visiting friends and relatives, like the VFR. Is when tourists travel for the primary purpose of visiting other people, such as friends or family, and to spend time with them. They are known as VFR tourists. This includes weddings and funerals. Yes. Let's say you lose your aunt who lives in Butare, like I live in Harare. This makes me a VFR tourist if I would travel there for the wedding, if I would travel there for the funeral. So you find out that advances in technology and changing global situations such as the COVID pandemic, along with an increased knowledge and understanding of the environmental impact of travel, have changed the way business communicate. Like right now, we are now sticking to so much communication online. So you find out that under VFR, most VFR tourists will stay with their friends or family, and this makes it cheaper for the tourists. Let's say you visited your aunt for a wedding, you'll be staying at a place, so this means that in terms of accommodation and food, you are covered. So, however, this is less beneficial for the travel and tourism industry as a whole, because the tourists are not spending money on hotels or other forms of accommodation, which contributes to the local economy. So the VFR tourists usually have days out or meals in restaurants with their friends or family. They can, if they have the money, they can go shopping and spend money on other goods or services within the area they are visiting. So you find out that increased global migration and opportunities to work or study abroad have resulted in more VFR travel and tourism as people visit their friends and families around the world. Like you find out that most of our relatives are in the UK, so that's an opportune time for us to visit those guys, So we also have special interest travel. That's our last part. like the reasons why we travel are complex. Like I said, some of the reasons are personal. For example, issues to do with the health. These are personal and confidential issues. So there are reasons for travel that are hard to place into one of those three main categories of leisure, business, or VFR. So tourists may travel for a special purpose or a special interest, which is not travel for business or VFR. So, however, it may also not be simply for pleasure and enjoyment as with leisure travel. A good example of this is for medical reasons. Like travel for medical reasons is when a tourist travels for an essential or non-essential procedure, such as a surgery. Sometimes in your country there might be any qualified personnel to deal with, let's say, your spine surgery. He might recommend you to be like operated in India. So this makes you a special interest to travel tourists under medical circumstances. So this may be because the procedure is not available in the what? In the country, right? This includes travel for cosmetic, when people want to change their appearance, or dental procedures. I think you've heard about plastic surgery. You might not have plastic surgeons in Zimbabwe, so you might have them in California. So if you're in Zimbabwe and you want a plastic surgery, you're now forced to go there. So there are other types of special interest in travel, which include the pilgrimage. That is traveling for religious journeys. Like I once gave you the examples of Mfaro under AFM, the Bernard Mzeki under Anglican. There's Jerusalem or Mecca. So there's also adventure. That's another specific and private reasons, like travel aimed at taking part in adventurous activities. Like people might visit a certain area so that they can climb the mountains, climbing, trekking, or kayaking. So there are also cultural reasons, travel to learn or experience other cultures. I think you've watched on YouTube. There are some YouTubers who visit, is it Wodemaya, is it what? There's this Ghanaian guy who visits different countries, like this. That's also for cultural reasons, because each and every country has got its own culture. If I would go to China, I would go and experience the Chinese culture in one way or the other. So cultural reasons are for to travel or to learn or experience other culture. Like people can also travel for sports. These are their own personal choices. So they can travel to watch a sports team or to take part in sports, for example, competing in a marathon in another city or country. So you might be the actual sportsman person, or you might be a spectator. All is under sports tourism. Some people might also travel for health and well-being, like traveling to improve your happiness, your health and your wellness. We call it spa tourism. Sometimes you might visit a beauty spa for massaging, for manicure and pedicure. That's also part and parcel for travel and tourism. So you find out that these categories of special interest in travel are forever changing as global situations, fashions and trends change. So that's it, guys. Next lesson, we are going to look at sustainability in travel and tourism. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Dr. Max for you. Bye-bye for now.